I'm Lois, and welcome to Within Living's YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you're here, and I want to thank you for coming. So here at Within Living, whether it's here on YouTube or on my Within Living blog at withinliving.com, or any of my content you might find around the internet, or my soon-to-be released books, all of our conversations here are going to be focused towards spirituality, and with a very specific focus on consciousness. And when I say consciousness, I'm talking about what we call the superconscious mind. Some people call it the all, some people call it the source, some people call it the infinite, some people call it God, others call it the universe, others call it the Holy Spirit or the Christ. It doesn't really matter what we choose to call it, because it is not moved or become different based on what we call it. It has named itself. And when it named itself, I am. I am that I am. It's all inclusive. Everything in creation, everything that ever was, that is ever going to be, is already in I am consciousness. And so here, my focus is going to be taking you back then, to go back within yourself, because consciousness is within, and specifically connecting with your consciousness, the consciousness of your authentic divine nature, of who you were made to be, and living then from that state of being. So thanks again for being here. If my content and I resonate with you, then I'd love to have you join our community. Won't you go ahead and join us? Subscribe right there. Subscribe, hit the ring bell button, and every time I upload a new video, which is usually on Sundays, you'll be notified of that video. Okay, I want to also encourage you, go ahead and submit your comments. Put your comments or your questions in the comment box below. And I want to take a moment right now to just encourage everyone watching this video. If you will go back through all of the videos, or of many of them as you're led to, and read the comments in the comment section, you're going to get very, very potent information, right? I have been giving coaching, and I'm talking about premier prime coaching content to my subscribers who've asked questions, because at this point in time, I just believe the source of me is asking me, is instructing me to do this, to give back to this community. Okay, so if you'll take the time and go through the comments, you're going to find a ton load of information there that can answer a number of questions for you and help you on your spiritual journey, so that you don't have to pay for coaching, right? Okay, so thank you for that. So today, I want to bring the conversation to you today about, and here we go, I'm not sure what the topic's going to be. It's just kind of how I function, right? I get an idea, I'm inspired by the spirit within me. I put together any notes I may need to, and then I just have to wait for it to give the words forward. So just bear with me. But basically, I want to be talking to you about the lack, right? There really is no lack. Oh, that may be the subject of the video then. There really, honest to God, is no lack, right? I know in the physical world, it appears when we're experiencing certain circumstances that there is lack. Lack is not a truth. It is not a part of the absolute. Lack is not a part of your true divine nature. Lack is not who consciousness is. And you are in consciousness. Therefore, you cannot be in lack. The real authentic self of you, the source of you, the spirit of you, your divine nature can never ever be in lack. So lack then is going to be the illusion of the outward projection or the three-dimensional world that is the illusion or the dream of who we're dreaming within that we believe we are. And that's going to be based upon what society has taught us, what we've picked up in our traditions, what we have assumed to be true based on the norms, and not the absolute truth of who we were created to be. So The opposite, and I made a few notes. Let me just read this, okay? So, and bear with me when I'm looking down here. So, lack is actually a state of being. And lack then, it's a state of identity where we are consciously or subconsciously choosing to identify our divine nature as one of living in a state of lack. And when we do this, we're saying to the source of us, the God presence of us, who is the opposite of lack, who is abundance, we're saying, thank you, but no thanks for that abundance. That's my birthright, okay? I am going to choose to live in lack because this is what I have believed. Because again, we can only experience or become what we believe is true to us. Folks, whether this is a truth or not, okay? If we believe something without questioning it, without really contemplating it and looking at it objectively, not from a standpoint of judgment, but from objectively and deciding, where did that thought come from? Who decided that that was true? Who decided that that is going to be true to me, even though it has been true to everybody else, right? And we don't consciously make our own choices. That's the birthright gift, folks. That's your birthright gift. You get to choose. But when we don't, and we subconsciously or in ignorance choose to assume that because they said so, whoever they may be, usually people of authority, but not necessarily, but whoever they may be, because they said so, then it has to be true to me, or because my circumstances are dictating that. Of course it has to be true to me. Because again, we've been brainwashed to believe that, quote unquote, our circumstances are, quote, our reality. They are not your reality. They're simply a reflection, an outward reflection, an outward projection of the true reality within, which is who you have chosen consciously or subconsciously to believe that you are within. Okay, so going back to my notes now. Right. So lack is a state of being. So your being, your existence, your soul, you have convinced your being that it is in the state of lack. A state of lack is a state of limitations. A state of lack is opposite to abundance. It is the exact absence of abundance. I want to go now and look on the other side of that. And I want to really actually maybe focus a little bit more on the abundance side of it and explain some things to those people who are desiring abundance, some differences there. Okay, so abundance comes from a Latin word, and I'm going to try to pronounce it, okay? Abundantia. Abundantia. Abundantia, but it's a Latin word, and I think it's pronounced abundantia. Okay. That word abundance, and this is who you and I were created to be. I'm telling you, you came to life super abundantly supplied. You came to life pre-approved. I don't care what you need. You already approved for it. It doesn't matter. You came to life infinitely, abundantly supplied, because that is the nature and the character of the source of you, who is God, who is the source, right? So abundance is a state of being. A state of being is saying, well, I'm living in this state of being. This is who I am. It is a state of identification. So when I say I am an abundant person, I am saying this is who my identification of my isness, I like to call it my isness, my existence. I have to exist before I become abundant. So the I of me that exists then is identifying as abundance. On the contrary, we could choose to say, well, the I of me is choosing to exist in lack. So back to abundance. Abundance means not just having a supply, but having an absolute overflow. It's the plenty. It's an exceeding amount beyond what you could ever have imagined, what you could ever have asked, what you could ever utilize. So when you have an abundance, let's say you're working on self-love and you have an abundance of love, you are living in a state of an abundance of self-love, then what happens then? The more and the more and the more you're pulling from the source of you, you're resonating with, you're living in the state of your real true identity. You're understanding that you're one with the source of your existence. You're understanding that you're already super abundantly supplied. You already are whole, perfect, complete. You already are self-sufficient and self-sustaining because you are abundant, right? And you're living from this place and you're just loving and nurturing and caring for yourself because you truly understand who you are at your source. I'm not talking about yourself so much as the body thing, but I'm talking about yourself as your true identity, your authentic divine nature, your God self, right? So when you are coming from this state of love, then can't you see then how much love you are bringing forth, that your love, because it is abundant, it actually overflows from you, right? Yes, you have to have before you can give out. That's just the law. You have to have. You can't give from what you don't have. So when you're giving self-love to yourself and you just have so much of it, you don't have to really make an effort to give it out. It becomes intuitive to you because it just overflows from you. And because it is magnetic, it is energy, everyone around you feels it. Everyone around you wants to be with you because of it. They're drawn to you and they're not even sure why they're drawn to you. Maybe they think up here they don't even like you, but they just find that they can't resist being around you because it magnetizes them to you, okay? Why am I going off here? I'm not sure. Okay, so in the law of attraction, when they talk about you're attracting stuff to you, you're really not attracting anything to you. This is what they're meaning when they're not explaining it to you. You become the thing that you want. And the energy of you, and we talked a little bit so far about energy and vibration. The energy of you, right? As it becomes higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, because of the state of being that you're choosing to flow in with it, then it will begin to pull of like energy to itself. Okay, so that's an example about self-love. It could be about money. So as long as we're vibrating in lack, we're saying, well, oh my gosh, I looked in the checking account and yada, 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 in the checking account, and this is going on outside of here. And I'm failing to go back and look within myself and say, irrespective of what is happening in the three-dimensional world, that is an illusion. That is not my truth. Yes, I created that due to my erroneous belief at that time. But that's not who I'm choosing to believe that I am at the moment. At the moment, I am going back to my true divine nature, my true divine God presence, my true self, where I was created to be, where I am one with the source of infinite supply. I am already supplied. I am already abundant. I don't care what the 3D is saying. This is who I know that I am. I am abundant financially. My abundance comes from the source of me. How does it show up? I don't know, and I really don't care. I am abundant. I am the energy of the abundance. I am the source of the abundance, and I am being steadfast in remaining in this state that I've chosen of being abundant. Okay, that's just one example for the money, because you see, abundance, I know it's sort of common knowledge that we associate abundance with money, but abundance is really not about money. It really is not. Money is just a very small aspect of abundance, okay? Abundance could be having an abundance of wisdom. For me, abundance is give me all the knowledge and the intelligence and the understanding I can get from the source. Give me all I can get from source, that away. Because if I have that, I got this all the other stuff out here. Abundance could be an abundance of love, a person who's just loved by people everywhere. Abundance could be having a very large family. Abundance could be, yes, having a truckload of money, millions or billions of dollars, whatever that is. Abundance is personal, because abundance is going to be different to each and every single one of us, depending on who we are within us, our unique identity. What is abundance to you may not be abundance to me. And what is abundance to me is not abundance to you. It is personal. But the point is, abundance covers every area of life. Abundance is not just for the money or for the this or for the that. It's the whole, just the whole. It's your health. It's your wealth. It's having the abundance of peace of mind. It's the abundance of knowing that I never have to worry about anything at all. It's the abundance of knowing that I'm always loved and adored, not just by my source, but by people in my world, right? It is a state of being. It is like your garment here. You're wearing it. Well, actually, it's not even your garment. It is the you. It is the essence of the you. It is you. It is you. Abundance is you. It's who you are. Okay? All right. So I want to talk now a little bit about wealth and riches. And I think this has been misconstrued some. I'm not passing any judgments there, okay? But I just want to bring clarity to this. We can desire to have wealth. Let's say millions of dollars. We can desire to have riches. I mean, millions of dollars, the yacht, the plane, the clothes, all the trinkets. But still be lacking from being in a state of abundance. Yes, we can. Because you see, when we go, the wealth and the riches are aspects of abundance. Just like abundance is an aspect of the source, but the source itself is love. Yes, it is love. So we can, when we don't understand the differences, we can focus when the appearance from the outside says there's limitation in the, let's say, the money world. We get obsessed with that. And then we start zeroing in and focusing on the money, the money, the money, the money, the money, the money, the money. We're going to manifest the money, the money, the money, right? But if we step back a little bit and we look at other areas of our lives, if there's an issue with the money, I promise you, if you look closely, in all honesty, there's going to be an issue with other areas. There's going to be an issue with the relationships. It's going to be an issue with other issues in the life. And the reason for this is because it's not the money. I've shared with you guys before, you don't need the money. It's not the money needs you, right? The reason is because we're not living in the state of abundance. I'm sure you've heard stories or know of cases of people where they had the money. They focused on achieving the money. And we can even look around in society of some of those celebrity type people. They have all the money, but they're very, very dysfunctional in their relationships. Can't keep it together. Nope. Can't keep it together. And not just the relationships with maybe a partner, a mate, but with their children, with their employees, with other people. There's an issue there. So again, I advocate for going back to abundance, okay? Because when we're living in the state of abundance, we're living out of the source. And I want to look down and read a few more things to you here. So the source itself, God, the all, I am, it is the absolute. It is the abundance. It is the infinite abundance that we're drawing forth from. God, the source, it owns all things in creation. There's nothing that was ever made, created, brought forth, including all the gold that's still in the ground somewhere, that does not come out and are a part of the source. It's all in the source. So if I am abiding in the source, if I'm living from my state of being, from the source of me, from who I am within me, and I'm living out of that abundance that I am, can't you see then that I'm drawing from that abundance of the source? And because the source is infinite, it is not dependent on the means of man. It is not dependent on anything external from itself. I hope if you don't get anything else out of this video, you get this part right here. Who you call source or God or I am or whatever you call it, know this. It is not dependent on anything external of itself, because in truth, there is absolutely nothing, nothing that is external of source, because nothing can exist outside of the source, okay? So when we think of abundance, one might say then, well, I would like to have an abundant portion of wealth that, you know, I'm comfortable with taking care of my family, taking care of myself, and we don't really have to worry about the money issue. So, but how am I going to get it? Where is it going to come from? This is where we get in trouble a lot of times, because then we start telling God, well, I want to have this amount of abundance, let's say in the money issue or in the person issue, a specific person. This is what I have to have. This is who I want to have. And we go around cherry picking every single thing. And we do that, again, coming from a place of lack. We come from a place of lack because we can't see it happening any other way. So then we decide that we're believing we're receiving from God, whatever it is we're micromanaging of God. That is not how we're supposed to come at this. We're just supposed to decree and declare, you know what? I am abundant. I am abundant, and I am abundant in every area of my life. I have an abundance of money, because in truth, in your birthright, you were given a very specific amount of money to experience in this life's journey here, and it is more than you can ever spend. In your birthright, you are given love and adoration, not only of your source, but of a family, of a partner, of whatever that is you want, and it is already there for you. Problem is, sometimes we don't experience it because we're too busy living in the past, shutting down the possibility of the future based on what happened then, the broken relationships, the broken situations, and the ego just have us so locked down that it's, and we even lie and tell ourselves, well, no, it's just not in me at this time for this life period. Or, oh, no, my source doesn't want that. That's not true. Because you see, the source must continue to expand. The source is love. So if someone is saying, well, oh, the relationships have been so bad, I'm good. I can just be alone. It's not true. We need love. It doesn't have to necessarily be quote unquote, I'm partner, but you need love. You need love of people around you. If you're shutting off from giving love, then you're shutting out the source. The source itself is love. It's love. It's got to love. It's got to give love, right? So again, go back to abundance. One other thing. So I made a reference from a scripture here in Deuteronomy 8:18. And it says, each of us has been given of our God the ability to get wealth. Okay? So when you know you're abundant, you know you already have the ability to get wealth. Wealth is not a state of being. Wealth is a state of mind. Wealth is a state of mind. It's not a state of being. Because wealth is an aspect of abundance. You can get so much wealth, as I said before. You can have billions of dollars of money and still be totally and completely empty within. And you feel the emptiness within, even though there's all the money, because you're lacking the fulfillment of being in the state of abundance. God is abundance. So let me encourage you then, this one is getting a little bit long. Let me encourage you then to really start zeroing in on your abundance. There's an abundance of everything for you, honest to God. And it's not up to you to try to figure out, well, how is it going to come about? Because the source is infinite. And I think I've shared with you all before, money can show up in your account out of nowhere, okay? Money just can, because the source is not limited to the logical reasoning way. When you're going to live in the supernatural, what they call the 5D, which is living from within you, from the infinite potential of the source of you, you just need to disconnect from the 3D, which is the logical reasoning mind, because the two are not compatible. You have to die to the old man. You have to die to the egoic personality. You have to die to the limitations of them thoughts. Yeah? They're all logical reasoning. And you have to choose then to step into the state of your divine nature, your divine self. A lot of people before spiritual awakening, right, incurred just a lot of issues with the abundance business, whether they were in relationships, jobs, money, whatever form. There were just issues with a lack of abundance. In your awakening now that you know that you are more than the body, you're more than those experiences, you're more than all them 70,000 thoughts, you are truly one with the source of your existence, then this is an opportunity here now for you then, in spiritual awakening, to redeem the past. You redeem it, not God. You redeem it by saying, oh, wait a minute. I am going back and I'm coming into total harmony. Oh, how wonderful is that? When my true divine nature and God's self, I am coming back and I am taking my place as the rightful being that I am. I am abundant. I am abundantly supplied. God is my infinite, instant source of supply. All my needs have already been super abundantly supplied. I am abundant in my health. I am abundant in my peace of mind. I am abundant in my wealth. I am abundant in my relationships. I am so abundant with love that my love just overflows from me and reaches out. My love actually reaches out and touches and heals other people. I am abundant because I am the source of my abundance. There you go. That's an affirmation. Do this exercise this week. Take that affirmation right there. Look down there in the description box and you're going to find the transcript of this video. Take out that affirmation right there. Why don't you go ahead and just practice that. Don't make it a labor, right? Don't force your affirmations. There really should not be forced or, work. As you're going along through your day and a thought comes up that's contrary to the decision you're making now to align with your true divine nature, That's when you just start repeating your affirmation. Put them up all over the place. Put them on your phone. And as that negative thought comes up, or that old thought, because they will come up for a while, affirm. You affirm your true identity. And then watch and see what the source does for you. Watch and see how it plays out through you. Okay? So again, thanks for being here. And oh, by the way, I'm going back to this. Go back in the description box down there, read through everything, and then go to the comments. I want to hear your comment on this. I want to know if this was a video that really makes a difference for you and really explain to you the difference. You understand why there's lack, right? Because, you know, lack is only a state of mind. It's not a state of, it's a state of being that you've chosen, but you can come out of it. But lack is based on limiting beliefs. It's based on fear, really. That's the root cause of lack, is fear. So just come out of that, come into abundance. And I hope that explaining the difference between having the wealth and the riches, or the abundance, really clears up some things for you. And I'm just going to encourage you, go forward and claim abundance. Just claim abundance in every area of your life, because when you are abundant, you're abundant in every single area. Everything around you works, and works harmoniously, coming from the divine flow that is already your birthright. All right, so thank you again for being here. I enjoyed bringing this video to you again today. I am improving well. I'm feeling a lot better now. I still have another couple little procedures to go through, but we're going to be fine. I'm figuring out that they take me maybe a month, 3 weeks to a month, to kind of get my grip on. And I'm taking a breather before, you know, we do the next thing, but we're fine. Thank you again for all your love. I just so love you all so much. You know how much I love you, right? Yes. Love you all to pieces. I so appreciate you, and I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support. Okay, so till next time, just remember always, there's one God, one consciousness. There's not the 2 or the 3 or the 4 or the many. There's just one. And this one God is love. It is love itself. We were made in love. We came from love. We were made to love. So I'm giving that love to you. That's just that one love. And I'm giving that love to you. You take it and go share it with somebody else. Let's make the world a better place. And for now, peace, one love. I see you again Sunday. And remember, videos are uploaded on Sundays. Yes, you'll be there. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.